What up, my dudes? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a Rueben sandwich, and it is going to be absolutely delicious, and a bonus recipe at the end. So without further ado, let's get started.
We're going to grab a corned beef brisket from our store. It's actually much easier just to do it this way. You can do it from scratch, but it takes a lot longer. So we're going to be sous videing our corned beef. And for those of you who don't know, it's just a water bath immersion. And it's going to cook the meat very slowly over a long period of time, which is going to maximize some tenderness. Go ahead and add that seasoning packet from the bag that comes in. And by the way, if you don't have a sous vide at home, you can just follow the package instructions. It's okay. So we're going to go ahead and vacuum seal this up, put it in our little rack, and then stick it in our water bath. Our temperature is set to 165 degrees. We're going to put our top on top of here to minimize our water loss. And then we're going to cook it between 16 and 24 hours. I'm setting mine to 19 hours because that's when dinner time is going to be for me. Then set it off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and make our sauce for this. We're going to be making a Thousand Island dressing for this, so that's going to require at least a half a cup of mayonnaise, about 2 to 4 tablespoons of ketchup, a splash of Worcestershire, some sweet pickled relish, cracked black pepper, some salt, just a pinch of sugar, about a tablespoon of white vinegar, and then we're going to add about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of onions and mix it all together and let this combine. We're doing this a day in ahead, by the way. Once our beef is done, go ahead and take the top off, pull that beef out. Then we're going to pat it dry with a paper towel until it's completely dry, and then add some oil to a pan and sear that bad boy off. You can hit it with some a torch if you have one like this to save yourself some time. This will get a little smoky. And look at that. Look at that beautiful pink meat. Doesn't that look good? This thing slices like butter. Let's get a taste test. Oh yeah, that's a good corned beef. So eating it really makes it tender. Melts like butter. Go ahead and slice off a couple slices of this. And then we're going to have some chunks in the background. You want it about this thick for this. Grab yourself some bread. Rye is traditional, but I'm gluten intolerant, so I'm using gluten-free bread. Go ahead and put mayonnaise on one side of your bread, and then add some Thousand Island dressing to each side, followed by some sauerkraut, some Swiss cheese, and then our corned beef. Then make sure you get that last piece of bread with some more Thousand Island. You got to double sauce it. Then put it all together. And we're going to put sauerkraut side down first to make sure that sauerkraut gets nice and warm all the way through. Then we're going to go ahead and cover it. This is going to help melt our cheese. Flipping it over about 2 to 3 minutes afterwards. I like mine a little bit darker, but it's okay. You can do yours lighter. And then let's go ahead and slice this up. And look at this cross section. Isn't that beautiful? Look how nice that looks. Oh man, you can smell it through the screen, can't you?
Alright guys, finally ready. Look at this. Yeah, it got a little dark on top, but look at that. Look at that meat. Doesn't that look good? Let's get a bite. Oh, so good. That homemade corned beef, the sauerkraut balances perfectly. That nice homemade Thousand Island dressing. Oh, the only way this gets better is with more of that dressing. Should add another dollop on there. I really love Thousand Island, but it's not good for me. Gotta make this. No arguments. If you love Ruben's like I do, you need to make this. This is delicious. Alright, let's take it out.
Now for that pizza recipe, we're going to be using that Thousand Island dressing as our base sauce. And then we're going to top it off with some Swiss cheese. By the way, the dough recipe is the same dough recipe we used for our cast iron pizza recipe a couple videos back. And we're going to go ahead and add some sauerkraut, our corned beef that we chunked, and a little bit of that sweet relish. It's just going to kind of cut through the richness of this all a little bit. Go ahead and just spread it out, and just some light toppings. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Then we're going to go ahead and pop it in the oven for 550 degrees for about 17-18 minutes. And what I like to do as a little hack to get it that kind of char that you would in a wood oven is just take a torch to the edges and just lightly torch it. This is going to add some nice color and a little bit of acidity to balance out everything. Go ahead and slice it up. And then let's get ourselves a nice little taste test.
Bonus Rueben pizza. Look at that. See, the torch trick actually works pretty well. Adds a little bit of char. And the bottom, I don't know if y'all can see it, for a gluten-free pizza, I actually got some color. So, that's pretty good. Anyway, let's get a taste. Oh, it's hot. Okay. Sweet pickles help cut through a lot of stuff. I'm gonna get some meat. Okay. It's a weird way to deliver it, but it does kind of work as a Rueben. The Swiss melts real easily. The sauerkraut blends into it. Thousand Island dressing is your base, so that's where you're getting that. And then the Rueben meat, chunked up, is pretty good. The real question is it better than normal Rueben? No. Is it good? Yes. But would I tell you to take the time to make this instead of a Rueben sandwich? No. If you saw this on a pizzeria menu, would I tell you to order it and try it? Yes. So for me, that's like a 6.5 out of 10. It's worth trying, but I don't know if I go through the effort of making it. Now that Rueben, hell yeah, make that. Anyway, let's move on. And there you have it. That's the Rueben sandwich, a classic, one of my favorites of all time. And a Rueben pizza. Not too bad. If you're a restaurant, I'd order it. Otherwise, maybe skip making it. But it's up to you. It's actually pretty good. As always, if you could tell me what you want me to cook next, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Really helps out the channel. And as always, toodles.